this episode, we've got 5 radically different spins on an all-American classic, the pickup.
People love this thing. Definitely a fan favorite.
We're breaking the rules in engineering.
We call this the ultimate vehicle.
Exposing rides that are cool and crazy.
Fast, kind of sinister.
And taking a ride in a completely new direction.
You have to really look for obstacles that you might hit when you're swinging around.
I haven't been pulled over yet.
You think you know pickups? Think again.
Driving this thing, you either love it or you hate it.
What? You're driving backwards! What the heck?
Our first pickup powerhouse comes from a dude who races on the edge. But after bouncing back from a big crash, he took everything in a different direction.
It's a attention getter. Definitely a fan favorite. People love this thing. It was a lot of work. Well, I'm Davey Hamilton, and this is my 1952 Ford backwards truck.
Brother man, that is insane.
What? You're driving backwards! What the heck?
Davey Hamilton is a born racer, but there's no need for speed when you're rolling in the wrong direction. A fully converted pickup that drives backwards needs to be seen to be believed. Like all best ideas, it's when you and your buddy think of something crazy. But actually making it real, that's a lot harder.
So a lot of the older trucks have really small back windows. They don't have the wide ones. They're still little. And I'm from Indianapolis, so I looked all around the Indy area, couldn't find a truck with a big back window. My family's from Idaho, and unbelievably, this is 3 miles from my dad's house. He sent me some pictures, I go, perfect, get it. As far as the body, it's all the original body, the frame's original, but the steering column and the pedals, it's all still original. So I didn't know what to do for a bed cover, so we figured to keep it rustic looking, we just use this piece of plywood. But then you can see inside, it's a 350 Chevy with a turbo 350 transmission.
Nice choice, but there's more.
A big radiator, because the air going through the tailgate wasn't that good. So you can see we had to cut a hole for your feet to go inside the bed, so we had to seal all this up to make sure no water and stuff came inside the truck. We took seats out of a Polaris Razor, because we just had them, right? But the dash, my dad actually built the dash out of aluminum, got all the gauges in it. I always get mixed up with which door to get in, but obviously, this is the door. The right door is the one you're supposed to get in all the time. So I just took a racing fuel cell to put in for a gas tank. And then we had to put the lights on, obviously, going the wrong direction.
Once Davey worked out which door to use, he went to work on the essentials of this backwards beauty.
Fenders, brake lights, tail lights, blinkers. It has to have windshield wipers. It passed. It has everything that's required to have in a car. I haven't been pulled over yet. Kind of been waiting. I actually passed a cop once. He waved and off he went like most people.
Seeing this ride on the road just messes with your mind, but inside, it's a regular pickup.
It's easy to drive. It's got, like I said, good brakes and all that goes with it, but it's still, in the day, it's still a 1952 Ford truck, right? So, but it's fun. It's not too aerodynamic with the cab backwards, I'll tell you that. Front end is so long, it's the bed, and you're looking over the bed, so it takes a little bit to learn where you're at. And as you can tell, it's a little tighter, right? The cockpit's not quite as much room as if you're turned around. I've had it up to 85. I really don't want to go any faster. It goes pretty good at that speed. And anytime I get behind the wheel, it's a good day. That's the kind of reaction you get, right? Yeah. People just like this gentleman, they want to stop you, they want to talk to you, they want to, you know, look it over and ask questions. So you definitely don't want to be in a hurry. The town I'm from, everybody talks about it, but it still gets reaction. Just there's new people that see it every time we take it out, and it's definitely a crowd getter. Nowhere in the rules it says which way the body's supposed to go, right?
Right on, brother. From a reverse-engineered rust bucket to an 8-wheeled wonder. Our next owner's pickup has one very unique feature, and he's burning a lot of rubber.
Because I always like to be different. I don't like to leave anything stock. I'm Steve Francis, the owner and builder of the Isuzu triple axle 8-wheeled truck. The man hours on this vehicle are totally epic. It's taken me about 20 years to customize the truck to the state that it's in today.
It's in a very fine state indeed. This baby is oozing with custom cool. Steve has made it longer and lower. He ripped out that 4-cylinder and stuffed in a V8 monster. Then added a stunning 2-tone paint job. This might be a 20-year labor of love, but it goes from 0 to wow in seconds.
I use the truck just for fun, for car shows, that kind of thing. Definitely a conversation piece. If there's any kind of fundraisers or something like that, we like to take the truck out.
Any excuse to show this bad boy off. Damn right.
Driving this thing, it's awesome because you get all the looks and the stares, the waves, the thumbs up. The actual drive of it rides really good. It's about like driving a limo, so you have to remember that you've got a lot swinging around behind you. You have to really look for obstacles that you might hit when you're swinging around. You know, it's one of those trucks where you either love it or you hate it. I got pulled over by the police, and he actually was a car guy and just wanted to get a close-up of the truck and take some pictures with it.
But this Headturner had a pretty humble start in life.
Originally, this was a 1989 Isuzu truck, 4-cylinder, 2.6. Started out just as a weekend vehicle. The first thing, of course, was to lower it. You gotta have a nice set of custom wheels. Then I started going to car shows. It's a lot harder to get noticed and to be different. I think I've managed to do that now with having 8 wheels on a truck.
But you gotta look beyond the wheels because Steve's put in a ton of custom work.
The frame is completely painted to color match. The mirrors here are from a motorcycle. We didn't want any big bulky mirror or whatever. We just tried to go with the theme of kind of a street rod look. Another cool feature is what they call a body drop. A 3.5-inch body drop was done on the truck. We've also incorporated 2 32-inch flat screen TVs. They don't currently lift up.
Well, the TVs aren't the only work in progress.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Smooth. But Steve's ride is still racking up the awards.
These are some of our favorite awards. We couldn't keep them all in the house. The electric guitars, custom painted for best truck.
Steve, your ride can roll, but you can't rock, man.
How much have I spent on this whole process? I'm gonna plead the 5th on that one because my wife will see this, and I don't think she would really be happy with how much it's cost me to build this truck.
Good call, Steve. What happens in the body shop stays in the body shop. From double the wheels to a dual identity. Rewind to 2003. Johnny Cash died. Apple launched iTunes. And Rimspeed transformed a Porsche 911 into a pickup. What? You don't remember that? This is the Bedouin. This pioneering one-off concept ride is built on the 911 with iconic innovation. Nobody had LED lights in 2003. The Bedouin did. And this radical ride was freaking folks out by changing from a sporty four-seater to a two-seat pickup in under 10 crazy seconds. And we tracked down the Swiss inventor who dared to dream weird.
My name is Frank Grindernecht. I'm the CEO of Rimspeed, and I'm an automotive futurist.
Futurist Frank has spent the last 40 years taking car design where nobody expected. But who cares when it's this much fun? And the Bedouin gets a smile for every mile.
We go far away with the ideas and then come back to reality.
And the innovation continues inside.
It's set in beautiful and very soft leather, and then the seat backs are engraved by little crystals saying Rimspeed in a bling-bling way. If I want to activate the backside to be transformed, I just hit a simple button, and here we go. Obviously, you need to be stationary to do so. Since the Bedouin is based on a 911, we still wanted to maintain the basic design lines. We did not want to obstruct the original design, but to complement. And then we had to fit all the technology. We have to make it work on a relatively small amount of space.
As you can tell, subtle is not in Frank's playbook. Rimspeed teamed up with Swarovski to put some serious dazzle in the detail.
What one clearly can see is a sparkle of thousands of small crystals, not only in the doors, but on the shift gear, but also on the steering wheel.
The Bedouin had a grip on the future and was determined to steer it in a new direction.
The steering wheel allows you much easier parking, but more stable driving on the freeway. We showed the Bedouin for the first time at the Geneva Motor Show. The task of our concept cars is to show the future of mobility, to show new technologies. We try to evoke emotions. We try to show the unusual for people to be excited and really to love the car, and that certainly happened with the Bedouin.
From tearing up the rule book to tearing up the terrain.
Ridiculously limitless and over the top. It's a adventure mobile. We call this the ultimate pickup. This is the rule breaker.
He ain't kidding. Lead designer Mike Hallmark tore up the rule book with this pickup camper combo. Take one top-spec Nissan Titan XD, upgrade every single part, and you've got a pickup that's at a completely different level. These guys have increased the payload to hold almost anything on the back and made sure it can tackle the most extreme terrains. And to illustrate their upgrades, they've stuck a custom camper on the rear.
When you think of a truck and a camper, you think of a white truck with the white camper, with the white-haired dude driving it at 45 miles an hour. So we wanted to go the complete opposite. So we did a yellow truck, black camper with some graphics on it.
Most folks who own a camper stick to the road, but these guys wanted to create a pickup that can take your vacation off-road. And they got to work on a serious upgrade.
It is modified. It does have a plethora of aftermarket product on it. We have method wheels with Falcon tires that give us excellent grip on and off-road. This is Icon vehicle dynamic suspension. It's softer for on-road, heavier for off-road. Next, we have a Fab Fours bumper that we modified for our worn winch. And then our rear sway bar that helps to manage the altered center of gravity on this thing and keep it safe going down the road and here off-road. doesn't feel like you're driving a truck. It feels like you're just driving a sedan that's higher off the ground.
This is one custom built to be ready for anything. But is it ready to get rugged?
We wanted to see what it would do off-road, so we took it up and down some hills, got some three-wheel motion going, got the front left wheel off, got the front right off.
Man, this ride eats up this tough terrain, even while carrying a top-spec camper on its back.
Here is our bathroom area. Stepping out immediately to the left, you've got your sink, you've got a 2-burner range. We've got the fridge right here. Any food you need, beer, beverages, you're good to go.
Easy reach for those midnight snacks.
The TV, have it locked in place and watch it laying in bed.
Perfect for an ultimate rides binge.
Well, I've stayed in this thing up to 3 weeks at a time. I've actually left quality name brand hotels, the comfort of their bed, to go sleep in the camper.
But there's only one place a pickup this cool will get the attention it deserves. Vegas, baby.
We built this truck for the 2016 SEMA show in Las Vegas. Definitely had people that came over saying, "What are you doing? It's absolutely ridiculous. Who does that?" And one guy actually said to me, "But it got me over here." I could sit here all day with a campfire and tons of beers and tell you story after story about where we've been.
Now Mike's pickup can go anywhere. He's got some stories to tell.
It's toured pretty much the whole Western United States. Call me an outdoorsy guy, but I like going out and living outdoors. Fire up the grill, serve some brats, and give out some beer.
Don't forget to pop one for me, Mike. From the practical to the practically perfect. Spring Green, Wisconsin. This regular-looking barn houses one of the most stunning pickup trucks ever built.
Fast, low, sleek, and cool. And kind of sinister. 1956 Ford F100.
This is a Ford F100 taken to the absolute max. This classic slice of Americana was built entirely from scratch. A combination of the 54 and the 56 F100, this resto mod cost $85,000 in parts alone. It took 3,000 man-hours of blood, sweat, and love across 7 months to craft this one-off custom. Man, was it worth it.
This entire truck was hand-built. I mean, including the entire box, the tailgate. The tailgate's kind of cool the way it opens. You just basically pull down on it, and it stays open, and then it just shuts automatically.
The Ring brothers have been making and reshaping award-winning American classics since they were kids. I'm pretty sure they've got gasoline for blood.
The fenders, original. So the rear fenders were actually widened quite a bit to get that big tire underneath them.
But also, this area was shortened up to give it just a little tighter look.
I think the only thing left of original sheet metal, and it's been touched, but is just basically the cab and the hood. We like the 56 grill, but we like the 54 grill better. So we ended up basically putting the 54 front end on this 56 pickup. A little more chrome. Personally, we like it better. I guess it's everybody's opinion with that.
Sometimes things are just best left alone, and we felt like the hood, the bubble in it, really worked well with the truck.
This truck may look like a 50s classic, but behind the nostalgia is a modern masterpiece.
Some of the modern conveniences on this truck is the braking system in it. Obviously, all power brakes. It's got an electronic transmission in it. It's all fuel injected. It's got air conditioning. It's got a Bluetooth stereo system in it. There's a lot of modern amenities in this truck that, you know, you'd probably never pick up by just walking by it.
You know, I think the favorite thing on this truck is the interior. It's modern, but it just still looks retro. We actually used the same seat and left the bench seat in it.
Inside, obviously, we wanted it to be a little more old school with all the amenities. These we actually color-coded to kind of tie in with the interior, but there's a lot of parts like this that we actually build for these vehicles. You can see that the door hinges are all machine billet. We actually build all this stuff in-house for these trucks.
It's the little things in the interior, like the headliner looks like an old zoot suit material.
The powertrain in this truck is a stock crate Ford Coyote motor.
Which is like out of a Mustang GT. Ford sells it as a crate motor package, their own computer. It's pretty much plug and play. It's really a nice fit, and it kind of looks like it's meant to be in this truck.
I think it makes about 415 horse. It's all this truck needs to get it down the road. The pickup truck is the most American vehicle around. It's pretty exciting to see what people are doing with these trucks.
Five American classics that have broken all the rules when it comes to pickups. You gotta respect people with a vision. I'll see you next time on Ultimate Rides.